So hello everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to another chat with us. I'm Juhani, this is Rick, and today we wanted to talk to you about our Kickstarter campaign. The idea of this video is to explain you different things that we put into our campaign and go through the pledge levels and thinking behind the whole campaign.
Yeah. So we first started this game project 3.5 years ago, and we've been working on it in all of our free time ever since, and we finally feel that we have a version that's ready for Kickstarter launch. And that's what this Kickstarter is really about. Aside from just producing the miniatures that will make the game more playable, it's also about just releasing and promoting Lands of Ruin.
Yeah, and I think it's worth mentioning that this is our passion product. We've been working on this free time not to make money, but because we really want to make it.
Exactly.
We think we're building something different. We think we're building something very good. We believe in the product, and I think this is the Kickstarter for us is kind of a reality check. We want to see what other people think about it as well.
Exactly.
We are new in this field, and we can't be certain, so we need to try.
Yeah. Basically, we started out creating a game that we wanted to play that didn't exist yet, and we quickly realized we had something that we really enjoyed, and the more we started talking about it to other people and having people come out and try it, play test games with us, we realized that we weren't alone, and there were other people that really enjoyed a lot of the concepts that we came up with, and we've had a lot of encouragement and support along the way from others. That's been great, and it's been multiplying lately now that we've announced that we're going to be having a Kickstarter campaign, so it's very exciting.
Let's talk about a little bit the current state of the game. So as we said, we've been building this for more than 3 years, 3.5 years. And the way we build it, we actually prototyped it very heavily. We built the actual game so we know how it feels. This is not just design on paper, it actually works.
Right.
So the app's been in the Google Play Store for Android tablets actually a couple of years already. Although the current version we have there is very, very different from the one we first put in there.
Yeah.
So the one thing we want the backers to understand as well, that they can actually try the game today. While it's not complete, it gives a very good understanding what we are trying to do.
Yeah. And we've gone through many iterations with every feature in the game. In fact, I think 3 or 4 times now we've taken the overall UI design of the app and thrown it out, completely redone it. There have been many things that we thought would be really great ideas or that we were really passionate about, and then after playing through a lot of tests or showing other players, we realized that it just wasn't right. So we've already, cut out lots of features and completely started from scratch with them. This is definitely a mature point in a lot of the features of the app.
Yeah. So if you want to try it yourself right now, you will need an Android tablet. The iOS version is under work, so it will be coming later on. But right now it only runs on Android tablets. So if you want to try the current version of the game, you can download it from Google Play. It's free. It runs on fairly low-end Android devices or Android tablets. It runs, for example, the latest Kindle Fire 7-inch one, which cost £40, €50, $50. It runs fine on that one. Of course, you don't get the best experience, but it runs. Yeah. You will have to have 2 Android tablets, so try to find a friend who has one as well, or borrow someone's. And then you can try it. But we haven't implemented all the features yet. The app is a bit rough on the edges. We're working on it quite a bit. One thing that we're still missing is the tutorial mode and the way to introduce the new player to the game. So you will have to bear with us a little bit, and you have to put a little bit more effort into getting to the game that it will be once it's ready. So the rulebook is out there, so you can download a PDF or read it online for free. That describes quite a bit how the app concepts work and even goes through step by step to how to set the game. That's a good one to browse through. We also have series of tutorial videos online that explain step by step what the game concepts are about. So after watching the tutorials and browsing through the rulebook, you should have good understanding what the general concepts are, and you should be able to get started with the game.
Right. And we've started coming out with some battle reports on our YouTube channel, which they're getting better, and soon they should be a way for you to learn some of the finer details of the rules and overall gameplay. And of course, if you run into any problems or have any questions, your feedback is great, and we'll do what we can to help you learn to try out the beta version of the rules.
One also thing, so we are happy to help you start it personally, face-to-face as well, especially if you're running a game club or you want to help to set up your gaming group.
Yeah.
We have a form on our website, just fill it in and we'll contact you, and we can do Google Hangouts, Skype, to talk you through it. The difficult parts are not documented yet. So we do everything to try to help you to get started as well and try the game even before you back us.
Yeah, and also I think it's worth mentioning you can start playing Lands of Ruin without waiting on the miniatures from this Kickstarter campaign. We've built the app in a way that you can use any existing miniatures that you have to represent the different characters and tribes that we've created. So you can actually use the tablet to take a photo of the miniatures that you're using, and it'll enter it into the character cards in the app, and it should be very easy to pick up with what you already have. One of the key concepts that we have always had on our mind while creating this game is that we wanted to have a lot of community involvement in the game and in the kind of game world itself and the future creation of the game world. Each game that you play will actually have an impact on the game world overall, and we're always going to be looking to the community for new ideas and feedback and influence on the narrative that we create with the game and the characters we create, and that's going to be a big deal with this game. So for those of you that are already part of our community, you're familiar with this already. If you're not part of the community, we invite you to become part as soon as possible, and we always listen to our players.
A good way to get in touch directly with us is to firstly emails, of course. But if you want to have a wider discussion, we have a kind of behind the scenes a community on Facebook as well as Google+. Either one works for you. Just join the community. Our Facebook is called Group, and we are very active there as developers as well. And we try to throw the community as well and have a discussion about any features, any thoughts, need help, anything. Yeah. Okay, so one thing that we want to explain or explore a little bit is that this campaign is just the beginning for us. While we've been building this for a long time already, we understand the project is actually quite ambitious, but all the features we promise, we know how to do them. We understand how to implement it. We haven't promised anything we don't know how to get there. We do need time to get some of the stuff done. Not everything that we want to have in the app is there yet.
Exactly. So the features that we've proposed for the next steps of development, we've actually been planning them and thinking them through for years in some cases. It's not a question of how we're going to do these things. It's simply having the time to iterate on them and do them step by step. So even if a lot of the things we claim sound ambitious, we already know how it's going to work technically with the game mechanics. It's just a matter of us being able to focus on getting the new features out. And for the last year now, we've mostly been focused on this Kickstarter campaign, and we're looking forward to getting back to really developing new features and game mechanics.
Also, the world and the story, the tribes, it has quite a bit flesh on it already.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of things planned, and Rick, I think you have multiple tribes already in sketch form, and
yeah, we have 8 tribes already created and described and things like that. And with each tribe, there will be new unique tactics and weapons and backstories and things like that, most of which has already been created. And we just have to actually get people playing and excited about it, and then we can start putting more and more of it into the game itself. And the great thing is since another benefit of using tablet technology is that as soon as that stuff is ready, we can submit it to players directly and instantaneously. We don't have to, create new packaging and new starter sets and all that. If there's a new feature, you'll have it. If there's a new rule, it'll be updated digitally and automatically. So we can have a much faster turnaround time for these new features and ambitions of ours.
Okay, let's talk about the Kickstarter campaign itself. So what do we offer? Beer. No, there's no beer. I think this, because we have the digital component of the game, it's a bit different from all the other miniature game campaigns that are there. We have split the backing, the pledge levels into two different categories. They're actually only one in one of them. So we had the digital pack, which is the first one you see. The digital pack, what it means is that you only get the digital component, so you will not get new miniatures. While we like you to play with our miniatures, we completely support you to playing with any other miniatures you have. There's so many really, really cool miniatures out there. We love them, and we want to support you to use your best miniatures.
Exactly. The most important thing is allowing people to play the game with whatever they have and enjoy it. And if they already have a complete wargaming table and lots of miniatures, well, then they can go on and try the game without having to wait for the miniatures. So the digital pack, what you get with that is you get the digital profiles in the tablet app for all the hero characters and their cohorts. It's unlocked so that you can start playing the game without having to wait for any miniatures. So if you're not wanting to spend as much at this point, you want to wait a little bit longer, you already have a lot of miniatures, then you can get the digital pack and immediately start playing Lands of Ruin.
Yes, and the number of heroes in the digital pack, we have all of the heroes we're going to create in this campaign is going to be provided for you. So that's actually going to include the ones we create as stretch goals as well, although we're going to talk about the stretch goals a bit later. So you will have at least 6 heroes to choose from to fight your battles with, so you can have a really good selection already there. Then let's talk about the miniature pack. So the first thing to note is that if you pick any one of the miniature packs, you will also get the digital pack. So you choose the hero miniatures you want, and you will get all unlocked of the heroes in digital form anyway. So you can choose to just get 2 of our heroes and their cohort and use your own miniatures for the rest and so on. And as you see in the miniature packs, we have 3 different levels, and it just means how many hero characters and their cohorts you want. 2 heroes and their cohort is enough to play a game as one player. You will be a little bit limited in your choices, but you get easily started with just that one.
Yeah, it's a good entry point, but basically the way we've created all of the heroes and other characters in the game is the skills and weapons that each of them have complement one another. If you have 2 heroes, you'll have tactics available to you that are sufficient for trying out the game and getting started, learning the rules, but it's limited by the specific skills and weapons that each of them have. The more heroes you have and the more cohorts you have, the more options and tactics and overall strategies that you have. Mm-hmm. That's basically what you need to know.
Yeah. And one thing that is very different from other games that is worth mentioning here is that although our story tells about 2 tribes, Balians and Reclaimers, and the models are clearly Balians and Reclaimers, when you create your group for your battle or your tribe, you don't have to pick them from one tribe. So it's worth understanding that even if you just want to buy miniatures for yourself, you want to just prepare for yourself and not share with your friend, picking 4 heroes, which means that you're gonna be 3 Balians and 1 Reclaimer, or 2 and 2, or whichever you want. You can actually use all of them in your tribe.
Yeah.
Your tribe is going to be unique mix of heroes you choose. There will be some complication. We're going to talk about it later, not in this video, another video, about how you kind of have overpower combinations and so on. But that's a separate topic. The short thing is that you can pick the best heroes, the ones you actually do want to have, and play with all of them.
Exactly, and then alternatively, you can choose duplicates of the same hero. So if you get 4 heroes, the large miniature pack, you can have 3 unique miniatures, and then duplicate one of them if you only want Balians or only want Reclaimers. Later on, you'll be able to pick exactly which combination you want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so when we have pictures, we have chosen some pictures of the heroes in our graphical boxes that we show what comes into this pack. It doesn't mean that just those miniatures. It means that when you pack for 4 heroes, after the campaign is over with our pledge manager, you will pick exactly which ones you want. It doesn't have to be exactly the ones that are in the pictures. It can be any one.
Exactly.
Although, when you select a hero, you will get that hero's cohort. So hero and his cohort always come as one package.
Right,
you
that's
can't
a good
separate
point.
them.
Yeah. So yeah, and then basically the XL mini pack is just the full miniature line. But of course, once again, you can mix and match and choose whichever ones you want. But most likely, you'll want to just get the whole range if you choose that one, and that'll include all 6 heroes and all of their cohorts.
One quick thing about the miniatures still before we move on. The pricing you see there is based on our production costs. We wanted these to be as cheap as possible because we want a lot of players for our game. It's actually, we compared to some other things, and it seems like our miniature is actually quite cheap. In the Excel pack, for example, they less than £4 each, which is good price. We will not be able to keep this price after Kickstarter.
Right.
So these are definitely going to be cheaper prices than the final price of the things are going to be.
Yeah.
Also worth noting that the price per miniature is of course cheaper in the bigger packs, because we want to reward the people who go for bigger one.
So then the last pledge level, I think, needs the most clarification. We're calling it the Lifetime Benefactor Pack. So what that is, a lot of people have said, hey, is that going to be the price of the game in the end? And that's not even remotely the case. What this pledge level is there are a lot of people that have contacted us and said, offered their support and said they really want to see this game become a reality, and they're willing to pay more than the cost of the final game by far. So basically, these lifetime packs are for people that really want to just help us out and see us get the rest of the upcoming features out to players and get the game finalized and all of that. The game will definitely not be this expensive. So basically what you get if you choose the Lifetime Benefactor Pack is any of the future digital content that we come out with for Lands of Ruin will be immediately available on your account upon release.
That could be heroes, scenarios, rules, everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Items, whatever.
Yeah.
So this is a way to continually keep getting more stuff from us for the lifetime of this game. That's why the price is what it is. If you are just wanting to buy the game eventually, it will not be this price. Mm-hmm. It'll be the normal price of a game. So.
Okay, let's talk about stretch goals a little bit. We have set 2 stretch goals, and for us, what we want to do is we want to bring more tribes, more variety to the game.
Yeah. So basically, the first stretch goal at £15,000 will be to unlock the next tribe that we're planning to come out with, which is called the Outlanders. And so this will be the 3rd tribe in the game, and personally I'm really excited to get them out. They have a very unique style of fighting and very unique tribal history that I've been working on. So basically, these are the survivors of the final war that brought about the current world of the Lands of Ruin, and they've managed to survive in small nomadic communities and never formed into major unified cultures, but they're kind of a class of wasteland survivors. So there's a lot of really interesting stories that we can tell there, and some very interesting tactics. So hopefully we'll get to the point to unlock the Outlanders, and then the next one to be unlocked would be the fourth tribe in the game called the Scions, and they're a very advanced culture scientifically. They rely highly on genetic engineering of bioweapons as well as themselves. So they're going to be a very strange and unique tribe that will bring about a lot of new NPC characters and other game mechanics and tactics and weapons. So hopefully we'll get to unlock those. The target's going to be announced once, if we unlock the Outlanders, then we'll announce the next stretch goal level, which will be for the Scions.
So what does it mean when the stretch goal is unlocked? In this case, is that we're going to create 3 more heroes for each one of the tribes.
Right.
We will not be able to announce and complete all the hero design during this Kickstarter campaign, but we will start immediately. What it means for anybody who picked miniature packs means that these heroes will become options for your selection. We will have enough information to make the choice, and we will also hopefully allow you to change later if that's possible. No promises though. These are going to have more options. Unfortunately, we're not financially in a place where we can promise more stuff if the Kickstarter, the stretch goals unlock. It's still going to be, if you pledge for 6 heroes, it's going to be 6 heroes, but you can pick one of the Outlanders instead of them, because we know we will have enough financial backing to actually create them faster. We're probably going to create these 2 tribes anyways in the future, but if the financial backing is there now, we can jump on it immediately. Otherwise, they're going to be delayed a little bit more.
Exactly.
For digital backers, and of course, because digital backing comes with all the miniature packs, it means that when Outlanders, for example, is unlocked, the 3 heroes will be unlocked on your account, regardless if you pick any of them heroes as your reward.
Exactly.
So if we manage to get them, all backers do get more stuff in digital sense. So we will have more heroes included on your accounts when we go live.
Right. So basically, the more of these tribes we unlock, the more options you'll have in the campaign manager at the end to choose from. It'll be a larger pool of miniatures. You'll still get the same ones that you pledged. You'll get the same amount that you pledged for, but you'll have more to choose from. And the digital pack, the more we unlock, the larger that pack will be, the more digital character content you will get.
Then we have the social stretch goal. So what we want to do is, of course, we want people to advertise our campaign or spread the word. And what we want to reward people for doing that. And we set the goal to 500, which means that we count the total shares on Facebook, total retweets on Twitter, and total reshares on Google+, all together. Once that number reaches to 500, this will unlock. So you can actually get 3 points just by yourself by doing all 3 of them.
Exactly.
So the idea was we actually went through a very interesting process of developing this game. We went through a lot of difficulties because we're creating something new. This didn't exist at all when we started, and even the games that are fairly similar in some sense, like hybrid games, they actually aren't same games at all.
Right.
So we went through this development cycle of learning a lot of things and going to a new domain. And we want to document that for you and show how we ended up in this place, why we made the decisions we made. We also have tons of pictures of us drinking beer.
Lots
we want
of
to share
people
them.
coming out to play the game, years and years worth of material and stories we can tell.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we have that planned already, and we'd really like to share all that information. We'd really like to have that social stretch goal achieved, and it's fairly simple to do. You just have to spread the word about Lands of Ruin, and we will thank you for it immensely.
Just a little bit about us. Who are we? So we're gamers. We played a lot of different games, computer games, miniature games. My first miniature game probably was Hero Quest, but I really get into wargaming. It's the first edition of 40K.
Yeah.
As a little kid. We've been playing games for a long, long time. Unfortunately, our day jobs haven't been gaming.
Yeah.
So I'm a developer.
That.
So my day job is to write Android apps. So kind of, I still wrote this app for this, which allowed us to do it. You want to talk about self?
Yeah. So also one of my first games that geared me toward tabletop gaming was also Hero Quest. I played Space Crusade and Battle Masters around the same time. Obviously led me to Warhammer. But I've also played a lot of RPGs and Dungeons and Dragons and other things like that. And I think if you look at Lands of Ruin, you can definitely see an influence of RPGs and video games and tabletop that we've tried to roll all into one. As far as my professional history, that's a very complex thing. So let's see. I have a degree in anthropology. I love history, archaeology, cultures, things like that. I've been a lifelong artist and writer. So all of these things come together to help me create the tribes and the narrative of the Lands of Ruin. And then professionally, I've also always worked in the tech industry. For a long time now, I've been working as a QA, testing developers' code and annoying them as much as possible. So all of this kind of comes together to give both of us a very unique background, I think, that's just worked out quite perfectly to allow us to create such a unique game.
Yeah, and it's worth mentioning there's a third person of the team who's not sitting here. We actually both based in Munich, Germany. Neither of us are Germans. I'm from Finland, he's American. But third guy is actually sitting in UK, near London. And he's our CEO. He's taking care of the business side of things. He has a lot of experience running different companies. That was the experience we were missing, so we're happy he's joined our team. So he's taking care of marketing and business side of things.
Right. Yeah, and we've also had a lot of help along the way from various artists and other developers and marketers and filmmakers and things like that we couldn't have done anything. We couldn't have done this without them. And yeah, a lot of people have had some input on this game, and it's that's been great for us, since we want Lands of Ruin to be as community focused as we hope it will be.
Anyways, that's all we have. If you have any questions, email us, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, all the social media works with us. We're very active in all of them. You might find the links, all of them, in our website, landsofruin.com. We also have a lot of videos online. We're making a lot of more videos. There's a series called Dev Chat, which this is part of as well. It's basically us sitting and talking about the game.
Yeah.
We also started recording battle reports. We're still learning the ropes a little bit.
They're getting better.
But we hopefully soon.
Please post comments and make fun of us for all of our mistakes in those.
Yeah, we know we're not very good at it yet. We don't take ourselves too seriously, I think.
Yeah, definitely not.
We also made a series of tutorials, which is explaining the game and different mechanics of the game, and watching the tutorial series of 4 videos should give you a very good context of what it is about.
Yeah.
If you want to learn the game, that's probably the best way to start. Watch our things in YouTube, and comment what you would like to see, and talk to us. We want to hear from you.
Yeah, definitely.
Ciao.
Thanks.